Rand Paul joins me now on the phone. You're on the phone. I hope you're sitting down because you're not going to be sitting for a while. Let me ask you first, Senator, about the debate last night. It was supposed to be about money, but I didn't hear a lot of questions about money, the economy, spending. If I had been there, I would have asked you, if you got into office, what are 3 things you would do right out of the gate to cut down on spending and our debt? What would you say to that?
Well, the first thing you have to do is set rules for yourself. We should only spend what comes in. And we bring in, nearly $3 trillion a year. Plenty of things could be spent. But I would start by eliminating some of the most wasteful things. I have a waste report that comes out each week. Last week, our waste report had $15 million that we spend on community college for foreign students. And I think that's a ridiculous waste of money. We don't have the money yet to borrow it from China in order to spend it on foreign students' tuition. I think that's crazy.
Yeah, it's hard to take a bite out of the spending and the debt problem without reforming entitlements. What would you do about that?
2/3 of the budget's entitlements. You're right. The first thing I would do is I think you have to gradually raise the age of eligibility because we spend like 3 times as much as we take in for Medicare. Social Security is about $6-7 trillion short, and it's really for pretty simple reasons. We are living longer, and there are less kids today than there used to be. It used to be 16 workers for 1 retiree, and now there's about 3 workers for 1 retiree. And because of that, the demographics have shifted, and we're going to have to let people wait a little longer before they get their Social Security or Medicare, or the system's not going to last.
That's a great first step. You have a second one?
Yeah, I would means testing. Raising the age fixes 2/3 of the Social Security problem. And then I would do means testing, which means people like me who have been pretty successful in my life would get a couple $100 less in Social Security each month. But people at the bottom rung, people who depend on their Social Security, would not have theirs change at all.
You're about to go out and filibuster and try and stop what seems to be a deal that's in place and, ostensibly is going to go forward. Why do you think it's important to make this point? Because people on the other side say this is money that we've already spent. We've run up this bill. It's irresponsible not to pay it. How do you respond to those people?
This deal actually allows unlimited amount of borrowing in the last year of President Obama's term. It doesn't even set a number or limit to how much can be borrowed. It just says he can borrow as much as he wants. In fact, it sets no limit till March of 2017. In addition, this deal increases spending. We had budget caps, and the budget caps were supposed to slow down the rate of growth of spending, and they're busting the budget caps because the right wants more military money and the left wants more domestic money. So it's you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. It's the unholy alliance in Washington, and it's really kind of a secret. People don't know about this. The right and left are both big spenders, and they get together, and the compromise they make is what's busting the budget.
A number of times people made the point last night that the real opponent is not anyone on this stage, it's Hillary Clinton. Why do you think you're the best person to run against her, and what would you do to defeat her?
Well, when you look at my polling against her in 5 states won by President Obama, you find that I attract independents in the youth vote because I'm one of the few candidates on the Republican side who will stand up and say the government shouldn't be collecting our phone records. I don't think the government should be putting people in jail for minor offenses like marijuana. And I also don't think the government should be putting and sending our young sons and daughters over to another war in Iraq. And so I think you add all those up, I'm the one Republican that, while I'm one of the most fiscally conservative, actually can reach out and get independence on some other issues.
Okay, Senator Rand Paul, thank you for coming on today. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, Melissa.